The Devaney Family Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to a deserving senior who plans to further his or her education. The Devaney Family Scholarship is awarded to Manjari Mishra, presenter, Mara Devaney Duah-Asamoah.
Hi, I'm Heather Linstad, class of 1985, the Capital Campaign Director now for the Chelmsford High School Alumni Association. I am joined by Mara Devaney Duah-Asamoah, class of 1988, who I would say people have told me I'm a diehard Chelmsford person, but I think you have me beat. So tell me why Chelmsford is so special to you.
Oh, Chelmsford, I grew up in Chelmsford. Went to Chelmsford Public Schools, played all kinds of sports in Chelmsford, was involved in so many activities, but honestly what really has made it so special is just that hometown, small town feel. So much so that my husband and I just moved back to Chelmsford, making this our home. Chelmsford it's just special. It's just special, and you really know that when you talk to people who either teach in another district or have lived outside of Chelmsford and then have come back, that it's just a special place.
So we've talked about it. I mean, you know, there's scholarships. The Alumni Association does so many things, from the SHARE program that we're trying to kick off, the Hall of Fame. But the scholarships, I mean, that's just really, that's giving to our students. That's giving to the future. So you have a scholarship, the Devaney Family Scholarship in memory of your mom, Sarah. What went into you deciding to create the scholarship?
Well, you know, we've always noticed how much Chelmsford gives back to the kids, and our family has always noticed how much Chelmsford has always given back to its own kids. And then with the Alumni Association, they certainly, I mean, their whole goal is to give back to the students of Chelmsford High. And as the scholarship program continued to grow and grow and grow, I think, you know, it started back in my senior year. It's just always been, I don't know, talk in our family of how wonderful that is. And when my mother passed away, it was almost immediate that my father started talking about it. And then Mr. Simonian approached us and said, "Are you interested?" And it took about a second and a half. And of course, my father and Mr. Simonian needed to go and have breakfast and talk about it.
Yes.
But it really, it was an opportunity for us to honor our mother, and at the same time to be able to speak about what she stood for. And that's what her scholarship is all about.
Yeah. And so how does the selection process go for you in choosing them? I mean, you know, I've just been around the school, you know, getting back into the high school setting in the last 2 years, and I mean, we have some outstanding young people. So how does the process go in the selection?
I don't know if it's easier or if it's more difficult that I'm a teacher in the system and I know most of these kids, because the selection process it's difficult because we have so many wonderful students in our school. And what happens is when the kids apply for it, you know, they're applying matching up to certain criteria for each of these scholarships. And for my mother's scholarship, it's a student that's shown academic growth, and that was a major part of what she was all about, not necessarily having to be the top in the class, but there was academic growth, and we always joke about it because there were 4 of us that grew up and went through Chelmsford Public Schools, and our oldest brother was on the top end, and we certainly weren't on the bottom end, but we were sprinkled. Yeah. But she celebrated all of us because of the academic growth, and that's one piece of it. The other piece is having a leadership position in whether it be an athletic program and or church setting or anything that they're involved in, but having a leadership position and giving back to that community, whatever it is, that's another piece of her scholarship. So there are quite a few kids who fall into that category, and because we have so many students who are just involved in so many things. So the process is very interesting. So to get down to one student takes a little time. And what happens is we do involve a lot of people, you know, asking them about the students apply, we read their applications, and it goes from there.
Yep.
And you know what? It's been amazing every year that it's been in existence, because the student is just really, honestly, as they walk across the stage, it hits us that student speaks for what the scholarship is all about.
And speak about that night. I mean, so that people, you know, that might be thinking like, oh, you know what, I'd like to endow a scholarship. Like, just talk about just that feeling that you get that the night that you see that young student's face.
Well, first, I'd like to say, Heather, that the Alumni Association does an amazing job with this scholarship night, because there's so many scholarships given out, so much money is given out, and it's just it's interesting, it's efficient, it's everybody always raves about how well it's put together, and because of that, like, you get to hear a little bit about each person that's getting the scholarship, or about each scholarship, and knowing these kids coming across the stage, it's just amazing. So when you're actually going across stage and handing it to them, they're so excited, and you know, and Mr. Simonian speaks about this, but it's so true, and I get to hear the kids, you know, the next couple of days in school, or when they come back to visit after they graduated, they're so excited, and it's never about money. It's never about how much their scholarship was, because the scholarships are all different amounts. It's always just, they're so excited to be acknowledged, and so excited to know a little bit about the family or the class or whatever it is their scholarship represented.
So thank you for being such a great alum and being a part of the Alumni Association and the scholarship. The future is definitely bright in Chelmsford.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks.